Hey guys, Joe here of the Joe Madden Sports Podcast, joined this morning by Terry Edelmann, host of Getting Wild with Terry and Friends. Terry, first, welcome to the show. Second, how's the day treating you?
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it. Today, it's been good. The one game here is starting in a bit. I don't have any action on it, so no action yet on the day. But there's definitely some good games coming up later on.
Yeah, we have some great games. And before we jump into those, you guys, we will be breaking down the NHL game tonight and two MLB games today. But before we do that, Terry, can you tell everyone how you got into the industry?
Yeah, I started as like a recreational type thing, doing parlays at like my local convenience store, and now 12 or 14 years later, here I am, and betting, obviously single bets now. I still do parlays for fun, but uh, single bets are the way to go, and two game parlays and stuff like that. So yeah, I started getting wild with Terry and friends just at the end of football season. I had some friends telling me you should start a show, like you should start a show, and we started doing Twitter Spaces on Twitter, and it went really well. However, there were obviously some issues. Technically, sometimes there were bugs and stuff with Twitter, so people were bugging me again. Start a show, start a show. So I did it. Getting wild with
Awesome.
Terry and
So,
friends.
so where can people find Getting Wild with Terry and Friends?
It's on YouTube, and you can also, if you go to my account, Let's Go Wild Picks, you'll see I post the link every day to the videos, and also at Getting Wild with Terry and Friends on Twitter at GWWATF. You can find that's the Getting Wild with Terry and Friends Twitter account, and you can find the links to the show there as well. And it's not just
Fantastic.
me. Normally, I have about 2 to 3 people, sometimes more. People join me, and we all go through some games and talk picks, and yeah.
That's fantastic. That's what I was going to ask. I was going to ask when people come over to Getting Wild with Terry and Friends, what can they expect? You're going over the daily card, you're breaking down each and every game, or what are you doing?
For hockey, we went over every game,
Okay.
but the shows were really long, and so for baseball, what we started doing is doing 3 or 4 games. Then there's a last pitch segment where anybody that's on can go over the rest of any of the rest of the games. Then we break down the NHL playoffs and basketball playoffs as well on the show. So it's kind of an all-in-one sports show.
Okay, guys, make sure you go check it out. Terry, can I just ask you where your passion for sports came from?
That's a really good question. Honestly, I was never really into sports until I started betting on it.
Okay.
And then I fell in love with it. Hockey. I'm a huge Wild fan. Obviously, let's go Wild picks.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Wild fan. I like most Minnesota sports teams as well. So I'm not from Minnesota. I'm in Ontario, Canada. So
And you're a
why I'm a
Minnesota
fan?
fan. Okay.
Yeah, why I'm a fan. I get asked all the time, and I can't really explain it to you. It's just how I feel. So.
I like it, Terry. Well, thank you for all of that insight and information. Now, we do have a great NHL game today. We know the Colorado Avalanche have advanced on. They've got lots of rest here, waiting to see who comes out of this series between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Rangers. What are your thoughts in this series so far, and what are you looking at for tonight?
I've been backing the Rangers most games in the series. Actually, I backed them all 4 games in the series. Um, After the Rangers won Game One, everybody was really persistent. They're 18-0, bouncing back. They're going to bounce back in Game Two. And I put a post on Twitter and I said no. I said Rangers are ending that streak tomorrow, and then Rangers will win the cup. So Rangers did end that streak, and obviously they go to Tampa. Tampa shows their dominance, home ice. I think home ice is a very important factor in this series. Maybe that I underestimated a little bit myself with Tampa Bay. Rangers have some injuries, which um, aren't really good for anyone backing the Rangers. But I think at home, with home ice, Vasilevsky on the road in the playoffs this year, he's 4-4, giving up 3 goals a game. with a 905 save percentage. That's not really Stanley Cup winning numbers on the road. I look for the Rangers to get the win here, and I also wouldn't talk anybody off the draw. I could see this being a really close game that goes to overtime. Both these teams need to win this game. If Rangers win this game, obviously they have they just need to win one more game heading back to Tampa or Game 7 in New York. For Tampa, they want to win this game so that they can head home to an elimination game. So I think Rangers money line at the plus money is the way to go on this one.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. And I'm so glad you brought that point up about that streak ending for Tampa, because so many people were writing Tampa. You just don't bet against them against a loss. But like you said, streaks are made to be broken. And it was a phenomenal break the Rangers were able to get over the Tampa Bay Lightning. So glad to see that. We've got a total of 5.5 in this. Any thoughts on this total? Are you looking for a strong defensive game, or do you think if the Rangers win this one goes over?
That's really tough just because goaltending, there's two really, really good goaltenders on either side in this matchup. So I would lean with the under, but at the current price, I'm not really interested in it. I think the Rangers are the way to go. But I would go with the under if someone really wanted a total. I think it would stay under maybe 3-2. I could see a 2-2 overtime game and the Rangers getting the win in overtime.
Definitely going to be a tight one. We know the Rangers do at home play the Tampa Bay Lightning really tight as well, and so strong at home. Now, we have some baseball games today I know that you're looking at. I know you're looking at the matchup between the LA Dodgers and the Chicago White Sox. Interesting one here. What are you thinking in this?
Yeah, I chose these two games because they're kind of close in odds. So I'm not taking a big huge favorite. The Dodgers obviously probably the best team in baseball. Going into the season, everybody's number one pick to win the World Series. But Tyler Anderson on the mound, he was not expected to be their best starter. But he has pitched very well in his last 3 games. He hasn't given up an earned run. He's given up one walk in 20 innings. He's just pitched amazing. The thing that I look in baseball is lefty and righty splits. But the thing is the White Sox are very good against lefties. But the Dodgers are the best team against righties. So even though we have 2 pretty good pitchers in this matchup, I could definitely see there being runs. But I'm backing Tyler Anderson and the Dodgers here. I got them at minus 116. You can find them anywhere from minus 120 to minus 140 now. But I like the Dodgers to get the job done here in Chicago. Tyler Anderson is going to give up a run. Yep. he 3 games he hasn't given up a run. He's going to give up a run today at least. But I still think he'll get the win here in the end.
Yeah, solid way to go with this, especially when you look at the Dodgers versus the White Sox winning 5 of the last 6 meetings. I think it's a great way to go, and we're not paying too much juice on that, so I do like it. Now, another game I'm really interested in this one. We got the Boston Red Sox versus the LA Angels. We know what we've seen out of the LA Angels. They are in complete chaos right now. Joe Madden was fired. They've lost their last 14 games. Boston rolling in here, still at a plus money bet, winning their last 7 games against a team that is in chaos. What are you thinking?
I'm backing the underdog here. I'm backing Boston Red Sox. Why they're the underdog, I'm not really sure. I think it's basically because Shohei Ohtani is pitching for the Angels. And I think that's basically the only reason. But if you look at Ohtani's last 2 games, he got rocked by by the Yankees and by the Blue Jays. Now he has to face a Boston team that's won 7 in a row. The Angels are in complete free fall, losing, like you said, losing 14 in a row. I just think that it's a good spot for Boston here. I don't see any reason to take the Angels. My feeling is that in their dugout right now, they must all be so depressed. You've lost 14 in a row. That must be getting to some of the players' heads. They lost 1-0 yesterday. That's just unacceptable for an Angels team that looked really good to start the year. So I have to back the Boston team at the underdog price. Some people are kind of saying it could be a trap, and I could see like the Angels are going to win eventually. They're
Yeah.
going to break the streak, but Nick Pivetta, the pitcher for Boston, I used to look to fade him
Yeah.
to start the year. I did fade him, but he's won his last 3 starts and he's pitching well. So
He
honestly, I
is.
see a pitching advantage for Boston.
Yeah.
I see a hitting advantage for Boston. Team mojo advantage for Boston. And there's just no reason I see to bet the Angels in this one. So I like the Boston Red Sox
Yeah.
plus 108.
Yeah, I'm with you here. And correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't Nick Pivetta have a 3.5 ERA right now on the season? Like he is playing solid. I think Otani's ERA is over 4. So Otani's shown his struggles.
Yeah, he pitched very well, Otani to start the year,
Yeah.
and Pivetta not so much. But now they've kind of went other ways, and Pivetta looks like the pitcher to back here. So I'm going to back him.
Yeah, I love it. I think Boston Red Sox is the best way to take this game for sure. Do you ever play first fives or team totals or anything like that in baseball, Terry?
Yes, today is kind of a smaller card for me. Yesterday was rough, but it was rough for a lot of people.
Yeah,
So I'm
absolutely.
not feeling too bad about myself, but I'm going a bit smaller today. But I do, in certain situations, I do take team totals. I do take first fives, full games. Not no run first inning or
Yeah.
yes run first inning guy. I haven't gotten into those yet. But
They feel like a coin flip to me. I really don't like
yeah,
playing those.
yeah. But whatever works for people, because
Yeah,
different things work for different people.
absolutely.
For sure.
People can definitely see where to take those, but for myself, it would be a coin flip if I was ever calling them. So I just stay away from those. But I love the first fives. I love the team totals. One thing that really burnt me yesterday when we're talking about bad things, bad beats, the Toronto Blue Jays. My Blue Jays just came out dead to the world, looking for them to sweep that series over the Kansas City Royals. Couldn't get it done. 8-4 win for the Royals
I
after
was right
not
there
being
with
able to
you.
put up a run in the last 2 games.
If you look at my background there, it's Rogers Center.
Nice.
So yeah, I was right there with you, and that was a rough loss. But 3 games against the Tigers, 4 games at home against Baltimore. My prediction is at least 6-1 here over the next 7 games before the Jays face the Yankees. That'll be a really good series.
That's gonna be a hard one, but yeah, hopefully they can get the win over the Tigers here. Tigers coming in off winning over the Pittsburgh Pirates their last 2 games, so it's gonna be really interesting. But Terry,
Sure.
thank you so much for joining me here on the Joe Madden Sports Podcast. Can you tell us where to find you on all social outlets as well as, if I can say as well as, that took a lot of thought, where to find your podcast?
Yes, Let's Go Wild Picks on my Twitter, also GWATTAF, the Getting Wild with Terry and Friends Twitter account, and then on YouTube, Getting Wild with Terry and Friends, every day, 4 p.m. Eastern, Saturday, Sundays, 12 or 1, depending on the time the games start.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to head over and follow your YouTube. You guys make sure you do the same. Go give Terry a follow on Twitter as well. Thank you, Terry, so much for your time today. All the best in all of your bets.
Thanks for having me, and everyone's smash the like button.
Thank you. Bye, Terry. We will definitely be having you back on soon. Thank
Thanks
you.
so much. See ya.